Alright, hello, I am Jog, and welcome back to Auction Not Included. Now, I may have gone a bit overboard, and recorded more footage than I may have originally wanted. As I have over 6 hours of footage, but it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I'm only starting off at day 128 and ending off at day 212. But it's fine. Let's just get started now then, shall we? Alright, we got a couple of things going on, and the first thing that I want to talk about is that with 24 duplicates, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit worried that we might not be able to produce enough oxygen to allow everyone to breathe. So, looking at the renewable resources I have, let's see what we can do to make that not a problem. Well, the two saltwater geysers are already being used, and they're being converted into oxygen, so the only other option I see right now is the polluted germy oxygen geyser. Now, for this one, I actually have a plan. There's two things I want to do, and to be honest, there's probably three things I should be doing, but the third one can wait. First one I want to do is that I want to turn all of this polluted oxygen into normal oxygen, while also making sure that I don't have to have my duplicates go all over the place. So we're gonna just set up a pump to essentially take all the oxygen down from the geyser and have it go up to another room filled with deodorizers. And we will essentially get the deodorizers to convert that polluted oxygen to normal oxygen, and then pump that oxygen up into another room to be... what's the one I'm looking for? Degermed? Sanitary? Whatever. So, thankfully, how this game works is that if we put down a gas reservoir and have that gas reservoir in a room that is filled with chlorine gas, the chlorine gas will somehow get rid of the germs inside the gas reservoir. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really think that should work out, but hey, it does in the game, and the same thing also works for the water reservoirs, but I don't need that right now. So essentially we'll, like this entire system, pump polluted oxygen up, turn it to normal oxygen, send it up, try to make it less germy, and also using a germ, what's the word? A germ sensor with a gas shutoff to try and make sure that we're not getting any germs leaving, and we should be good to go. The only issue I have right now is that the polluted oxygen geyser is a little toasty, releasing the oxygen at 60 degrees Celsius. So yeah, right now, because it's down in that very cold biome, I actually think the cold is killing off the germs, so it's good for right now, but we will have to fix that later on. Probably from either using Weasewort, or maybe using a thermal aqua tuner, or yeah, we can do something else. Another thing that we could do is, rather than turn it into oxygen, we could actually use this to do things like feed puffs, so that the puffs can just eat the polluted oxygen, give us slime that we can use for, like, say, mushrooms, or an algae distillery, or to feed sage hatches. But I think with what I got going on right now, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, which is the best we're gonna get for actually getting oxygen. And going on the whole idea about puffs and, well, germs, in this case slime lung, I eventually decided to build myself a doctor's room alongside an the thing that makes pills to cure illnesses, to give myself the achievement They Got Better. So that's another achievement off the list. And actually, right above the doctor's office, since we were just talking about puffs, is a farm I have set up for dust caps, something I probably should have done a long time ago, as it just needs slime and carbon dioxide. And the nicest thing is that I can use auto sweepers to essentially pick up the slime that I'm having automated, and just have the auto sweepers put the slime in. I just need to make sure that the planter boxes have a low priority, so that the duplicates aren't wasting their time to go into the room, pick up the slime, and put it into the farm plots. Okay, moving on from one achievement over to another. If we actually go over to the side stories, back over where we found the Somnium synthesizer, there's a place where duplicants can actually pick up pajamas. I didn't notice it at first, but thankfully I found it now. That's actually what we need to actually get the ball rolling for that whole sleeping task. But the PJs are also useful because they need to be worn by duplicants, and if we have 8 duplicants wearing clothing that's not the basic clothing, we get another achievement. And nowhere to go. So there we go. We got an achievement, and we got dupes and PJs. The more dupes and PJs, the faster we get the tome-looking thing. So the sooner we can get the Somnium synthesizer going, and yeah. And now... And so once that's done, to get the thing actually running, we need to be pumping oxygen into the system. That's my understanding anyways. And doing this is what makes all the duplicants better off and reduce stress. But, as I was saying earlier, I don't know if I have enough oxygen production going on right now. So, I'm just gonna shut that off and maybe come back to it later. Okay, moving on from one story to another one. Let's get the fossils done. Now, we did one, and we got 3 of them left to actually excavate. One of them is not too difficult. I honestly had no issues at all with it. However, the other 2 are in a more annoying location. Now, the easiest one in my eyes is one all the way down in the hot areas of the map. Now, considering the issues I've had before about duplicates going down there and suffocating, as well as the fact that it's probably going to be really freaking hot, we're going to want to make Atmo suits. Atmo suits need power, and they need to have oxygen pumped into them. But they will allow duplicates to go pretty much anywhere with very little to worry about, as long as they have a way to get to and from their destination. Heat, not an issue. Cold, not an issue. Breathable air, it's in the suit, so it's not an issue. Germs, they're in a suit, it can't get into them, so it's not an issue. It's perfect. It breaks so much. You just need to make sure that if you have duplicants putting on the Atmo suit, that they actually have the Atmo suit training, otherwise they get a speed penalty. That's honestly the biggest issue with it. But I've also been planning ahead for that to make sure I get everyone actually with the Atmo suit training, so that won't be an issue for very long. So, just need to go down there, dig my way over, and boom, another one done. Now for the last one that I've been worried about for the longest time, due to the plant that is releasing zombie spores. I have never dealt with zombie spores, so I don't know how dangerous it can be, but by the name zombie spores, I don't think I want to find out. Okay, so from what I can tell, the germs can't spread to many things. However, the only way the germs will die is in chlorine. So, here's my plan. We're going to use a pump, and a new item that we have not used before, the Robo Miner. We're going to pump out all the gases in the room, and then pump in chlorine. We will then plug in the miner, so that it will dig out the blocks leading to the germs, and eventually, hopefully, kill off everything 1, 2, 3, easy. Until it's not easy. As while there do seem to be less germs in there, there's still a good amount of carbon dioxide, and it's not killing off all the germs, so I need a new plan. Okay, plan number 2. Perhaps I can put in more chlorine. That way I can maybe push all that CO2, like, condense it down to, like, one block, and kill the germs off that way. And, well, that's not gonna work now, because the vent is blocked by salt water. Okay, plan number 3, and this is the one I swear is going to work. We are going to use the pump that is in that room to pump all of the oxygen, both the chlorine and the CO2, out of that room and into another place. That place is going to have a common skimmer that will delete the CO2, leaving nothing but chlorine gas, so that we can kill off the germs. And with all of the bad germs finally out of the way, we can dig up this last fossil. And alright, now on to the product that has taken up the majority of my time. And that is me digging out and building a hot steam box over on the right-hand side of the map. Now, I already have a small system set up for the metal refinery, but I want something bigger. I want something that's going to be able to accommodate for all of the extra heat-producing items that can go into a base. So I'm going to want generators, the metal refinery, batteries, transformers, kilns, things like that that are just going to generate heat into this one room, so that as they're generating heat, it just gets that steam hotter, that steam gets the steam turbines running, bada bing, bada boom, and everything should hopefully be fine. Now, because I'm going for a bigger room to start, and I'm not gonna lie, this is just the first form. I plan on making this thing expand all the way to the bottom and all the way up top. So, there's going to be a lot going into this, but the biggest issue I have right now is just pumping out all the gases. So, I'll just make a bunch of gas pumps and just fill them out that way. Unfortunately, the way I'm doing it is that I'm trying to, have gases go to specific areas, which is just slowing the entire system down. If I just decided to throw them out into the base, it would be done a lot easier. However, I did eventually think of a better and faster way of doing it. I have 5 gas pumps. One is going out to the main system of just oxygen go here, hydrogen go there, chlorine go here. The other 4 are separated into 2 groups that are putting their gas into gas reservoirs, so that eventually, when all the gases are gone, I can just essentially take the gas reservoirs and shoot them out to the main system to get sorted out elsewhere. However, at the time I am recording this, I still don't even have that done yet. This thing has just been taking so long, and I just want to get the next episode out sooner rather than later, because, oh boy. Now, why are we doing this? Well, I'm doing this, well, I mentioned before about having the whole heat and whatnot, but while doing this, I am definitely going to need a lot of steel. For what's coming up next, the next big step in this game, we need steel. And we're going to need a lot of steel. However, going back to what I was saying, we need a lot of steel. We need steel to make items that are going to be able to survive in that heat box. Because steel, I want to say, has a plus 200 to temperature resistance compared to the other metals. So we're going to need to make, say, batteries out of steel. We're going to need to make generators out of steel. But I cannot make a metal refinery out of steel. No, that needs to be made out of stone blocks. However, they only have a heat capacity of, plus 30, plus 75? Something like that. So, they will not survive. Unless we use a kiln, and use all that clay I've been getting from my deodorizers, turning that into ceramic, and that stuff is pretty much the best thing we're gonna get in terms of heat resistance. Matter of fact, because I'm going to have to use steam turbines, I'm going to have to put steam turbines on top, which is going to be a little bit of an issue with my perfect airlock, but I got plans for that later on, when we actually get the system running. But yeah, because I'm trying to get this thing separated, I'm going to need something that actually... I'm going to need space, obviously, so that heat does not transfer. Heat will not transfer in a vacuum, but it will transfer if things are touching, such as blocks or ladders. Essentially kind of like what's going on with the saltwater geysers. So by making sure there's a break, I can allow my duplicants to go back and forth. The issue is that, obviously, I need my people to go in there, so we're going to use oil because, just like for the metal refinery, it has such a high temperature for it to actually convert from liquid to gas, that, honestly, the steam in the steam heat box will not be an issue. And I'm going to set 2 of them up, obviously. Base, water, oil, well, not water lock, oil lock, vacuum, oil lock, steam box, if that makes any sense. I just need to get all these gases out so I can get the system running. But once we get all that, and we can actually start making our way up to space and get to the start of the endgame. I'm pretty sure next episode is going to be the end of the mid-game, which kind of we're at right now, and the start of endgame, because I've run out of sinks to research right now. I've literally researched everything that does not need endgame science. So, yeah. We still have a lot of achievements and a lot of stuff to do. We got a lot of critters to find that I have not even found or tamed. Some of them I can only get from the portal thing, but I can't control what gets in that one. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't gotten anything good out of that. And yeah. So, with all of that, I think we're pretty much done here for right now. So, if there are any questions, any concerns, any suggestions, or anything maybe I didn't talk about, maybe I didn't think about something, feel free to ask, feel free to say. And I will hopefully see you all next time for whatever comes next in this world of Oxygen Not Included on the asteroid of Pallet. Until then, goodbye.